How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to Struck a Chord Firewood. Here's something I don't normally do, and that's basically work alone. Got done work, decided, yeah, I know, some people still go to work. Novel idea, right? You guys should try it if you're not. I don't have the 80-year-olds with me. My mom and dad, who I appreciate all the time. My mom loves doing the work, as you can see on the videos. My dad secretly thinks I'm trying to kill him, but we'll see how it goes. Wanted to give a shout out real quick to Logan Sharp and Frank Hazlitt, two of my biggest fans. Pardon the rooster. I recently got asked how I like it. I've had this Eastonmade for about a year. Guys want to know how I like it, what I think of it, any problems that I've had with it. So I'll be pretty honest about it. I've probably put at least 50 cords of wood through this machine. And I've only had one problem, and it was when I first bought the machine. So I'll show you what went wrong. There's a check valve here, or a dump valve as they call it. Okay, this is a dump valve. So what happens is, when the fluid comes back in order to get that fast cycle time, that reverse cycle time when it's coming back, when this plate here is coming back, what it'll do is this valve here will open and they'll allow that to dump into the reservoir. Okay, it has a little check valve similar to a sump pump. Okay, so like in a sump, you basically have a valve that goes like this. Water can't go this way, and then when it releases to shoot up out of your sump pump, the valve will go like that, basically a check valve. It's the same thing there, okay? I don't know if you can see my finger thing, but it's exactly the same thing there. That's about the only thing that ever went wrong. And I'll give it, look, they don't make the part, Eastonmade. Parts go bad, it's a machine. They overnighted one to me the next day. I changed it myself. It took me maybe about 20 minutes, being careful I didn't strip anything. Shout out to Joe's Premium Firewood on the stripping. But you know what I mean. And it happens to everybody. I'm just taking a shot at you, Joe. I love you. The only other thing I'd have to say that's gone wrong, I did bend the pan a little bit. There's a little lump in here. And the reason that happens is I use the box wedge a lot. And when that box wedge is pushing, there's so much force there that if something gets stuck underneath the box wedge, the next one will push it down. And it actually had enough strength to bend this aluminum pan. And this aluminum pan's pretty thick. Other than that, I love this machine. I would have no problem buying this machine again. Of course, I've said it before in my videos, I like the Honda motor. I would definitely want to get a Honda motor on it. I know Andrew doesn't do that anymore because of the way COVID is and the amount of motors he can get, but maybe you guys can leave in the comments anybody that has the Briggs and let me know how that's doing for you guys. Again, I'm not that familiar with Briggs, but I love Honda. One other thing I'd like to say, if I had a drawback on this machine, and again, it is a plus in some categories and it's a negative in some categories, these wedges are so freaking heavy. And I'm not saying I'm a strong guy, probably average, maybe a little better than average, but lifting this thing, it's a beast, okay? A lot of times I lift it with the bucket, or I'll lift it with a strap or something like that, especially the box wedge. It's almost like a two-man lift. So if you're by yourself, it's a bitch to change out. So I understand why certain people stick to certain wedges. However, on the plus side, when you're pushing through some of this nasty stuff, you don't want a piece of shit wedge that's going to bend or something like that. I mean, I've put some nasty stuff through this machine. Sometimes it's got it stuck, sometimes it went right through. But I mean, I've pushed some nasty stuff. So this thing has more than the power. If you want something, if you're dealing with tree people stuff or landscaper stuff that they just drop at your house, it's the nastiest shit, I would go with that 22, what's it, 22, 28, because I think that has a little bit more push to get through, especially with a 6-way wedge, something like that. But if you got regular, you know, you're splitting wood for yourself, or you're splitting wood like I do here, here's some ash that I got from my neighbor. If you're splitting that type of stuff, you'll have no problem at all with this machine. This machine splits great. A lot of times what I do, if I get some real nasty stuff, especially like oak where it branches out 3 different ways, I'll grab the 4-way wedge. I have a 4-way too. I'll put the 4-way through there, no problem. So I guess it all depends on what you do. I mean, if you want to sit there and struggle all day, try to push that stuff through a 6-way wedge. Think about it. The more surface area you have that your wood's going against, the more power it takes to push it. The more knots, the more problems. So I'm not saying it can't split knots, but I'm just saying that you got to be smart about it. You know, be smarter than the wood. All right, don't just use your wood. Be smarter than the wood. One thing I'd like to say to the Eastonmade guys, you guys have made a quality product. I can't say it enough. You know, not that I have a lot of subscribers where I can sell your product. There are people that have watched my channel and then ordered one based on my channel. That's great. I love that stuff. If it's a piece of shit, you're going to hear it too. Okay? And so far, I have no complaints at all, and I'd buy one again in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, I go to buy one of your processors, but I ain't got 125K. As far as the, I've had this conveyor, and this is, again, is a Wolf Ridge conveyor. I've had this Wolf Ridge conveyor, I'm going to say maybe, I don't know, don't hold me to this, 5 months, 6 months, and I've had nothing but good things to say about that as well. Again, I don't know Wolf Ridge splitters. I know there's, you know, Eastonmade, Wolf Ridge, whatever. You know, they both make decent stuff. And I don't think you could go wrong with either of them. One's made in Canada with a little bit more wait time right now. And obviously because they're expanding their company, and one's made, I think, in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, I think. Or Iowa. No, it's Wisconsin. And they make a quality product. That's where I got this conveyor. So other than that, I mean, that's about it. So again, shout out to everybody that watches the channel. I appreciate it. And keep splitting. Thanks. All right. So it's a little bit over an hour. I got more than a cord split. Took my time. Some of the pieces, I mean, you'll see on the hyperlapse, some of the pieces I had to split a couple times because I got the 6-way wedge, but I'm okay with that. I've worked slow by myself. And like I said, a little bit over a cord, just over an hour, which is what you could expect from one guy's show. Actually, it's probably pretty good. Best we've gotten, I think, maybe 38 minutes. We got a cord, me and my son, my older one, and that's constantly going, and that's with the perfect size 14-inch wood going through the 6-way, so it worked out good. Those of you that know me know that one of my favorite music is old school rap. I was talking to a good friend of mine today, and I said, how come the old school stuff is better than the stuff we hear today? And he said, that's simple. The old school stuff was sung by drug dealers. The new stuff is sung by drug addicts. I thought that was pretty good. So put in the comments section what kind of music you guys like, what you like to listen to when you're splitting wood. I had my earbud in today because I was by myself. I didn't have to worry about anybody else, but let me know in the comments. Thank you.